So, are you the type of guy that thinks that therapy has a agenda to feminize you? I've been hearing this in men's circles that therapy is about making you effeminate because it's part of the woke agenda to feminize men because it's all about control and women want to control men. Well, the truth is that just like when a married man says that, hey, my friends are her friends. Do you like her friends? Well, they're my friends. It's a riddle. No, it's about how men are so used to not doing things for themselves because, hey, then you start talking self care. That's effeminate. To the point that your friends go away because you get to the point where you're just so focused on just serving and being a resource and being strong, and you don't need friends for that. But you inherit her friends just like you're going to inherit her therapist. I don't agree with that. Get your own friends, get your own therapist. And if she wants to come at you and say, okay, well, let's do group therapy, no deep end. That's the deep end stuff. So let me get this straight. So you know that I haven't talked to a therapist either in a long time. And like most men, I forget a long time, I've never really talked to a therapist, actually. Does the school counselor count? No, it doesn't. Okay? But now you want me to go to a group session with you? No. Okay? Can you tell a woman no? Try it. This is the problem with a lot of us and this idea of what a femininity is. Speaking about your needs is effeminate. Being an active listener is effeminate. Being expressive is effeminate. How about you look at it at a different lens of being able to stand up for yourself? Okay, that's still a bit different. Stand up for yourself. Being able to speak as an adult. Communicative? But no, you said it a different way. I like that. But it shouldn't have to be this word game, right? Because the truth is that it's none of those things. It's human need. The need to be a good communicator so you can have good relationships with people. The need to be able to express yourself like a goddamn adult so you can get what you need, not just what you want, what you fucking need in life. Oh, it's a feminine agenda. And then, okay, well, soft spoken. What does that mean? Well, what that means is being where you start to be more considerate of people and more empathetic of people. Because that can't help you in a male dominated field. No, not one bit. It's very effeminate. It's just stupid. It's human need. You need these things to survive in this experiment we call society, right? You can't just walk around and be this stoic asshole and think you're going to get ahead in life because how's that working for men? It's not. Okay, so again, let me go back to this whole idea that it feminizes you. That's bullshit. What it is that the introduction is two things. You're introduced to therapy. Typically, it's going to be a female therapist that you're introduced to by your significant other who's a woman. That's a bad introduction. Find your own therapist, and they could be men too. Mine is a man. And the other thing is that he's a person of color because that's what I looked out for. I want someone who can who does walk in my shoes, who has my perspective when it comes to what it's like being black in this country. You might be sitting there and thinking, okay, well, that doesn't matter to me. Okay, well, yeah, it does, it shouldn't, right? But you can find someone that you specifically want, is my point. Because that's what she did, and now you're going to her therapist, right? It's just silly, but of course you have her friends. Well, your friends, right? Come on now. So that's my point. Get your own goddamn therapist. Build your own rapport with them. Secondly, this whole idea of what masculinity is. You have to understand, I'm getting too excited here and take a breath. Understand, okay, what human need is. That's it. This whole idea, well, this is going to be effeminate. No, it's just the need to be communicative, to be expressive of your needs, to not think that you can just not seek out rest. Because that's another thing of masculinity that's been jammed down our throats, is this whole idea that just go out there and be a man by not complaining and working hard and nose to the grindstone and no rest, keep going. And if you're going to give anything, you give resources, you don't give problems. Come on, man. And again, this isn't working. This old school way of how we sit there and think how we should be as men is not working, because if you look at what's going on with death by despair, so it sounds like a death metal band, but it's not funny. And you see the limited resources men have alone when it comes to the serious things that would happen to us when we know that we're not doing well, the outcomes of it, of us checking out physically and emotionally and mentally. Okay, so be an advocate for yourself. There's nothing effeminate about that. It's a human need. Okay, express yourself. And the other thing is that, again, this idea of having this shame, this idea of thinking that if you go down this path that they're going to get you and feminize you, you know, you have to leave that behind. You have to be your own advocate. You have to want to be happy and not be afraid to go after what you need to be a functional, happy human being. And really, I want to hear your story. So when you want to talk about your experience, even if they're bad experiences with therapists, I like to hear them, because I've been through therapists that weren't shit and I left them in the dust. Just like you have professions, every profession's of people that aren't good at what they do. And unfortunately, you're going to meet those people. But another issue, and this is the point I'm going to make here, is that I've seen men do this where they have more patience for their car mechanics. And they'll tell you, oh, I've been through these different car shops, and you know how car mechanics can be. Oh, yes, yeah. So you've been through multiple, right? Yeah. You didn't give up on the profession. You just gave up on those bad mechanics. But men will go to a therapist, have a bad session, typically as a therapist you were introduced to by your woman, and it's garbage. So you think, this isn't for me. What? Therapy or the person? Therapy. Come on, man. Right? Don't give up so easily. Don't think that it's about feminizing you, okay? Because you have to look at, how'd you meet that therapist who introduced you? Don't be ashamed to go after what you need. That's not effeminate. It's not. And again, look at the human need and don't be confused in thinking that, well, this is effeminate, this is masculine. Just think of as human need, and stop thinking of yourself as something of inhuman, where you just don't need these things to function, because you do.